Okay, you're tuned in because you need the real story, fast. No fluff.
That's what we do.
And today, we're diving into that whole baloney and lively legal mess. Something new just popped up.
Right, and it's interesting because, we already knew Judge Liman had warned both sides pretty sternly.
He did. Said, keep it out of the press, basically. Don't argue the case publicly.
Yeah, his big concern was prejudicing the actual proceedings. Keep the public opinion stuff separate.
Exactly. But now, well, our premium community, sharp as ever, found something. Baloney's IMDb page.
Ooh, what's on there?
Get this. Listed April 1st, 2025, so just recently, a new project. It's a documentary TV series called Baldoni versus Lively, a Hollywood feud.
Wow. Okay. That title alone.
Right. And it's listed as in pre-production.
That seems like, it seems like a direct conflict with what Judge Liman was saying, doesn't it?
It feels like it. He specifically warned against, quote, litigating the case publicly. A documentary with that title seems pretty public.
Absolutely. It flies right in the face of keeping things contained within the courtroom. The judge wants evidence, legal arguments, not a media narrative running alongside it.
Or potentially ahead of it, influencing things.
Precisely. And remember, Judge Liman already hinted at consequences for this kind of thing.
He did mention potentially moving the trial date up, didn't he? It's currently set for, March 2026?
That's right. He suggested if public statements became a problem, he might accelerate the schedule to, regain control.
And he also really hammered the point about ethical obligations. He doesn't want distractions.
Mm-hmm. Courthouse News reported he specifically warned against the case devolving into, let me get the phrase, satellite litigation over the comments of a lawyer.
Satellite litigation, like little legal skirmishes breaking out over press releases or interviews?
Exactly. Mini fights that distract from the core legal issues. He wants none of that.
Yeah.
Just the facts in court.
So this documentary listing, it really puts that warning to the test.
It does. And then there's the date on the IMDb listing, April 1st.
Yeah, April Fool's Day. Makes you wonder.
It does. Was that timing intentional? Is it just a weird coincidence? Impossible to say for sure from just the listing.
Right. We can't speculate beyond what the source says. But the key question for everyone listening is pretty clear.
Which is?
How is Judge Liman going to react? Does he see this planned documentary, even in pre-production, as someone thumbing their nose at his explicit instructions?
That's the core tension right there.
Yeah.
Like that the judge pushing for a contained private legal process.
And potentially this very public documentary project pushing in the opposite direction.
It sets up a potential clash.
So wrapping this up, Judge Liman wants quiet in the court, but this documentary sounds like it could be quite loud outside it.
And because of that, like we said, that March 2026 trial date might not be set in stone anymore.
Yeah, could move up. And you can bet the judge will be scrutinizing everyone's behavior, every statement, even more closely now.
It really throws a spotlight on that whole intersection of entertainment, the legal system, and intense public interest.
Definitely makes you think, doesn't it? What happens when these big legal fights become entertainment? How does that shape how we, the public, see justice unfolding?
And what are the lines? When does public interest cross over into something that could genuinely impact a fair trial, something to chew on?